Alright, I switched over to my casting rod with the double hook pilker 6-aught with the 8-aught hook on it, you can see on the top right, because I was just waiting for the groupers to bite, and this challenge is pretty hard considering how much pounds you have to catch in one day. So this looks like to be a decent fish. It isn't a good one, but it's an alright one to start off with, because you can tell when you have a really big one, because instead of holding the reel, you hold the black part with the SC on it right below the SC. Your left hand would be there, because I'm pretty sure that's with all the rods, but I can't tell because I've not used a casting rod on this map yet, but when I have caught a big fish. So it looks like it is pulling out some drag. I think this is a greater amberjack or a giant trevally, because you can catch these here. The fish here I usually catch are giant trevally, greater amberjack, the mackerel, not the tiny one, but the narrow-bellied mackerel. I've caught a Japanese here, and that's all I've caught. You can catch the giant trevally on a spiny lobster on the bottom rod, but it is hard considering you should be using an 18-aught if you're going after the bigger giant grouper, so you can narrow the young ones out. You will end up getting some of the common giant groupers, but it isn't that much to be really concerned about. Speaking of that, there's a bite on it. We'll pick it up to see. As you can see how my left hand goes up on the rod like that compared to how it was on the casting rod, you can tell it was good or bad. So we will have to try and fight both these fish at the same time. I will try and prioritize this rod considering it has the bigger fish, as I can tell, because this is a weight challenge, but I gotta make sure that I don't lose the fish on either one. It's gonna be a little hard because the giant groupers do like to get off a lot easier. If you let the tension up for a second, they will slip off sometimes, which I do hate. But it looks like this one is not letting us fight both rods. I may have to let the other rod just lose that fish, sadly. Or if I do reel this in where it keeps fighting, I can switch to the other rod. I'll try switching now. This one should be tired out enough where I can just drag it up. Then grouper's doing this again. These giant groupers do fight hard, but I hate that on the Grouperzilla, the first monster fish on this map that you can catch alone, he does not fight as hard, but he is the highest weighing fish in the game, which can get up to 650 pounds, I believe. I can check the leaderboard after this, but mine got up to about 611 pounds. And a dogtooth tuna on the double hook pilker, I did forget you can catch those, because they barely bite sometimes. So that will get us about a little bit under 10% of the way there, which isn't bad with one fish, but it's not great. These grouper fights do last a long time, about 14-15 minutes depending on it, especially with these kind of lower weight rods, even though I think it's about 10 pounds under the max drag to the other ones, but that 10 pounds does make a big difference. So I think I will end up 2 times speeding or even 3 times speeding up this fight. So it won't last as long. Hello. Ah, hello.
I'm not done yet.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm streaming a video. I'm making videos now because I was bored and I decided it's a good idea for the fun of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't get that challenge done because I screwed up. I changed the time and it reset my whole progress.
Bro, I didn't know that if you skip the time to like between 9 p.m. to like
Yeah, it's free.
9.
It
Yeah,
glitches.
that's crazy. So if it's a good time, that's so worth it.
Oh yeah, you can just keep doing that till you get to a day you want to stay at.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was doing
Yeah.
earlier, and I was like, bro, like what?
Nah, when I started recording, I hooked on a one fish, and then I doubled up on my group rod. I was like, bruh.
I have one part of my assignment left.
What part's that?
Probably like the most annoying one.
The writing the pages?
No, I've almost written 4 pages.
4? Bruh,
Almost.
you gonna be here all day.
But I'm on the last part though.
Alright,
I did basically 3 parts. I'm on the 4th one.
ain't bad.
Part C. You recall the criteria for determining moral actions. Object, circumstances, and intention. Recall the definition for fair trade. A fair day's pay for a fair day's work. Show how a good moral act of a company will positively affect the happiness of the community. Identify a fair trade company associated with the food item that you have investigated, and explain how the actions of the company have honored the rights and dignity of the workers and positively affected the happiness of the community.
Is that like your intro, or is that like your last?
No, that's the question.
Okay. That sounds
That's
good.
the question. That's the one thing I need to do. But I can't, the problem is I can't find a company.
And you can't make one up, can you?
Unless you want to make a website for it.
Fuck no. I don't know how to make a website there, bud. Have you seen me? I can't. It's
Oh,
hard.
yo.
Wait, whoa.
Wait, maybe?
Yeah, you have seen me. But no, like, I can't make a website. I'm too dumb. And making a website, well, I could probably make a website, but making a website would take too long. Yeah, but then you would have to fit the criteria of everything, and they could have looked when it was made, and they would probably guess and all that, because you can't lie about when it was made. Wait, what?
Huh. Wait, I may have just found out what company.
Oh, that's good.
I don't understand though. Identify trade.
Yeah.
I'll explain how the action.
Yeah. You might as well hang up so you can continue going on that, so you don't get distracted by me.
Nah, I won't. I'm just trying to find some like articles right now, so it's fine.
No.
Oh man, holy.
Dang. You called me.
No, not you. Website.
Oh, chicken. This grouper is so aggravating. It's gonna be so horrible editing this. Why? Why did I decide to do this? And my rod's about to snap, so is my reel, and I can't change them out yet.
Okay, wait, this is a good company, I think. But I need to find like something better on them. Like there's no articles about them. Like funny that it's here. Oh wait, that makes it.
I did just now hook back up, and that was a quick fight. It was a unique narrow barred mackerel. Sorry, I can't speak. That was not my record, but I should not got it in that fast. I think that was a complete accident. They do give good XP. I did level up by that, and they do give alright money, but I would say it's not worth it for the fight. I just now got level 60, and here's what I earned. Ain't bad. I do like the jigging spins, but I've not used anything else really besides the jig heads. Oh, these are my real fortune spins. I might as well do them now. 1100 credits, which I don't need, and 740 credits, which I also don't need. I will see what the golden reel fortune is. Mayflies, that I can get those. A big owl 1310, that's not a premium rod, so it's not worth it. That's not really worth it for your luck. Neither is a spinnerbait, because you can buy them at this level. You should be. The recipe slot, I'm pretty sure you can buy them, but that might be worth it. But in a fluorocarbon leader, but you can buy that too. So I want to say that's worth it. There's a rainforest journey pack. That ain't bad. I'm gonna pause till I hook up one to the next fish. Alright, we did just hook up onto another fish here. This isn't a bad spot to start hooking up on fish. I am sorry about my top right where it shows all stats and everything. It's combined to my mute button on Discord, and I have not changed it. But this doesn't seem to be a bad fish, but I'm 90% sure it's another dogtooth tuna, because they do fight in this way, and they never really give the animation unless they are trophy or unique. Sometimes they don't even give them when they're trophies. But it doesn't look to be a bad fight, honestly. But considering the hook size and the size of the pilker I'm using, it could always be a giant trevally or a greater amberjack. Those are going to be a little bit harder to catch on this, but it's always a possibility because you can't never rule them out. So I would like to give a tip. I would do this, but I'm in this mission. If I leave, it will kick my stats out. Whenever you get your rod or reel below 69%, you can leave and go back to the main menu, and you can get them fixed up. Like, you can fix durability and they'll go back to 100, but you will have to pay with credits. But on these rods I used, it's about 50,000, but they're the bigger rods and stuff, so they won't be that much on other rods. It always depends on the rod and how much you damaged it. But you never really want to have your rods or reels go below 60%, because they can break on you. If they do break on you, there's always a chance that you can't fix them and you'll have to buy a brand new one. Because you can fix them sometimes when they break, but only if it wasn't a significant amount of damage. But we still have not got a bite on this grouper rod down there. So hopefully nothing took the bait while I was dropping down, but it didn't give me no indication of the bait was taken, because they do like to do that here sometimes when you drop it down. They like to do it anywhere, but I've noticed it's strictly around here that the grouper like to do it. I don't know why they do it, but usually when the game says your bait was taken away, you might want to reel in your pole to see if they did take your bait, because that's always a possibility. I would never rule it out that they didn't take it, because it's not worth the chance of sitting there for like 5-10 minutes not getting a bite whenever you didn't have a bait on, when you could have had already a fish in or cooked up. So I'd always never take the chance and just reel it in case. This, what you see how I'm doing this fighting is, it just pulls up all the strength on the top where I can just start reeling when I pull it down. so it will go quicker. So as I did say, it was a trophy giant trevally. They do give you good cash and good XP, but that isn't bad. That will help us a lot for this challenge. Alright, so we did just hook up onto a grouper. I could not get the starting of it to record, so that's my bad. But I did recast it out, and as soon as it hit bottom, well before that actually, like 10 pounds off the bottom, I heard the bell just start going, and I didn't think it would take it, but as soon as I put the rod down, the bell started going maniac, and it did take it. But I got to fight this a little bit more carefully because I do not want my reel to snap, but I do not want this fight to take so long, but it will probably take so long. So this will probably also be chopped up to fast amount. I did sadly just lose that fish. As you can see, they do like getting off very quickly when that line tension goes low. You could hear I was reeling the whole time, but it still slipped out. I hate when they do it, but I will have to cast out, and I will come back to whenever we hook up again. So we did just hook up onto another fish, and this is a weird glitch where the fish is apparently not tired enough. I think it's always funny when this happens, because you can just lift it up and just swirl them around, but it usually ends a couple seconds after. As it was a trophy greater amberjack. these are always fun to catch. So we just hooked up again on our casting rod. If you do want to wonder how I work this, I twitch it at a kind of high water level. I let it, it's another Japanese amberjack. These are typically decent to catch. They're a harder species to catch though. But I keep it kind of at the top water column, but where this is so heavy it will sink down, but that's fine. I just do a 1-speed retrieval with twitching, and that works great out how it is. So I did just hook up onto something that is good, and now we're getting bites on the bottom rod. I think the bell went off for a second, so it might not be there. Hopefully it isn't right now, but this should be a dog-tooth tuna because it did give me the animation, but it's hard to tell from now. Hopefully it is something big though, so we can get this challenge a little bit faster, because we have been at it for about 56 minutes and we are about halfway there. A little bit under, I'd say about 45% of the way, but now this fish is tiring out, so it's coming up higher. That's, but if you're wondering where I'm casting the hook up as kind of fast as I am, I'm casting out towards that rock. I'm casting out there, so it's a little bit kind of northeast, and then about west north, middle west north. Well, no, northwest. Sorry, I'm a little dumb. So it is starting to fight back. My rod did just give me the yellow warning. I'm hoping I can finish this mission before any of my rods snap or the reel. Well, the rod on this setup or the reel on my bottom rod setup, because they're both getting low and the reel really tires out and loses a lot of durability when grouper fishing, because they don't bend their rod as much. And now we're getting a bigger bite. Yep, as you can see the line moves. That's a great indicator to know that something's hooked up. This is not as big as a fish because it did not give the animation, so I will just try and keep both fish on, but this rod will be my primary rod that I'll try and keep. But when it starts running out like that, I will switch over to the other rod, because I can basically drag this in, or I should be able to. But I will be waiting to see when that rod, how you see the rod's bending down like that. Whenever it starts going up, I will hit it like that, so I don't get the possibility of it escaping because of low tension. It's always a good way to how look out whenever you have a rod facing up like that. Because the other way, because there's only a couple ways they can escape. It's a low tension, or they snap your rod or reel, or your line. You always gotta check out if you put your line or your stuff on too high of a durability. And it did that thing. I didn't think it would do it that fast. If I reeled in time, I did. As I can hear, I'm pretty sure that on that bottom rod it's not taking any drag. It's just finally tiring out. That bottom rod, it looks like it's not tiring out anytime soon. So I'm about to have this up. We'll see what it is. Oh, we're gonna have to switch back real quick. Alright. Almost lost it. Try and get this up real quick, so I don't have to prioritize on that. Since it is heading down on that, I will switch this to try and gain some ground back. Yep, this one is finally starting to tire out, and I think we do have a young grouper on the bottom rod because of how it's fighting. When groupers typically get up towards a higher water column, this is usually with every fish, but they usually start to dive straight back down quicker than ever and stronger than ever. Alright, we'll see what this is. It is a little grouper. Wasn't that bad of a fish. It did fight good for its size. They don't really fight that good when they're that small. But let's hopefully see what this fish is, which it should be a good one. Acts like it's finally tiring out. Hopefully it is. Start doing this to gain some ground on it quick. This is easier to do when you're on mouse and keyboard, because on controller it'll be a little bit slower whenever you try and do this. So it's always easier on mouse and keyboard for this. You can do it on controller, but it just won't be as efficient. Alright, it's about up here. Alright, tired out. Let's see what this is. It is a unique, it says in the bottom right. It's a unique giant trevally. It is a personal record. So actually, let's go to the leaderboard real quick and let's see if that is close to any records. It said it was 163, so it didn't reach the top 100s, but it was only about 4 pounds shy of it. So that's a pretty good fish. Now I'm going to cast out my bottom rod and I'll get back to you all whenever I get another fish hooked up. Alright, we just hooked up on another fish on the casting rod with the double hook pilker. It looks to be good. It could be another giant trevally. There's always a chance. Alright. It acts like it's not that big, but it did get the animation, so we do know it's pretty big. But how it's fighting, it acts like it doesn't want to fight that hard, so we just been gaining ground back on it. Hopefully it is big enough to help us a lot in this challenge, because it has been a little bit over an hour of doing this challenge, which isn't bad time for it, but considering we only have 2 rods we can use, which is a casting and a bottom rod, we're doing pretty good for our time. We've just been catching kind of small fish on a giant grouper on side. So on the other fish we have been doing alright, considering we caught a unique mackerel and we caught a unique giant trevally, which hopefully this is what this one is too, or it could be a Japanese amberjack like we were catching a little bit ago. Or it could be a dog-tooth tuna, but that's not how it's fighting. So it's hard to tell. We'll just have to know when it gets brought up. Alright, that does look like a mackerel. Nope, it was a dog-tooth tuna. Sorry, I saw the head of them like that. It has the black like it does on the mackerel, so that's what I saw, and I saw their tooth, well, their teeth, and that's what I thought it was. So that was my bad. It was a miss fish. Alright, I will start the recording back when we hook up onto another fish. Alright, we just hooked up on the bottom rod. It doesn't look to be big though. Like as I did say, you can hook onto other fish when going for the grouper here, because I think that's just everywhere you go for on these groupers. And a fish is taking my other rod, but they usually never do that when it's just sitting there, so that's pretty weird. It's weird when that happens because they never fully take it down. They'll just do that bite, but whenever you pick up the rod, they're seemingly just gone. This fish is now coming in. I guess there is a chance this could be a grouper, but it would be a really small one. So if it's not, I'm gonna have to lower my durability, well, my drag again, because I do not want to break anything on this rod. Alright, it was a young grouper, and I'm pretty sure that was the same one, the same weight as the other one. Let's see. Young grouper. This one was actually bigger than the other one, but it did fight less. So that's weird how that goes. Alright. See you on the next fish. Alright. So we did just hook up on sun on our bottom rod. I could tell because the line wasn't moving and our bell wasn't going off. That's just a really good indication. Tell too, because sometimes the bell does not want to go off. It's weird how that works. But I am sorry about the last clip. If the mic was muted, I don't know why it did get muted, because I don't think I pressed the muted button. But it's hard to tell. So it did give a good animation, but it does seem like it's just pulling up pretty fast up right now. So could be anything. It could be another young giant grouper, which will be alright in our case, but hopefully it's something more heavier, because we are about, I don't know, 427 pounds off point 210. So that isn't far off, but that is a decent bit off. So hopefully we can catch some giant fish. It is starting to slow down on the bite time, even though we just now hit in the middle of the peak time. I will show you what day I am fishing, because that, I feel like that is a very important thing to this challenge, because there is only one day, in my opinion, that you could really get this challenge done without having to hurry up, and you could take your time if you need to. And I'll show you that as soon as I get this fishing. Alright, we just got it up, and it appears to be a young giant grouper, and that was bigger than the last two I caught. It did fight a little bit less, so that slows it down. But here's the day I'm fishing. As it shows, this is day 11, and I'm right here. I started the time off at 11 a.m., so right here, because I didn't want to be in a peak time, because the day sometimes it will go quicker, in my opinion, and there won't be as many fish biting through there. But I did get lucky, and there has been more fish biting. They do bite down here at 11 faster sometimes, but it just depends. When I usually grouper fish, I love doing how day 14 and 15 is, because it's early in the morning, and that's how you usually get the biggest grouper the fastest. You always just want to sit there, and when it gets about to be 7 or right here in this column, I change the day to the next day. I haven't tried night fishing for grouper, which I will at some point, so I do know. But on these 2 days, it's usually the best I find out for fishing for grouper. But I will cast this right back out, and I'll unpause on the next fish. Alright, we did just hook up onto another fish. The bell did ring about 20-30 seconds ago, so there could be another fish on there. We did catch a narrow barred mackerel. I'm sorry, I can barely pronounce that. But that will not help much towards the challenge, but it will help a decent bit. Alright, we did hook up onto another fish. I could not get it unpaused in time, but I did get it captured. It was a trophy Japanese amberjack. It's not that big, but it is a decent size for him. The bite has slowed down a significant bit, but we are only 200 pounds off of this challenge, so it shouldn't take that long. Alright, we just hooked up onto another fish. Alright, it is a trophy narrow barred mackerel, so we are pretty close. We're only 145 pounds off now. See you on the next fish. Alright, we just hooked up onto another fish. That didn't take very long. Got it in. We'll just eat 1 or 2 more fish. See you on the next fish. Alright, we're hooked on to another fish, and this is a small one too. Looks. Yep. Hopefully need only 1 more. Alright, we hooked up on something on this bottom rod. It's apparently glitched. Mouse wasn't working. It is something good. I was just waiting to hook something on this because I do need the durability to go down, and we still have an hour left in this challenge. Hoping this will lower durability, just holding it like this. Oh, now it's running towards me. I wish this rod durability could get down faster. There we go. how fast your real dirt buddy, sorry, goes down is so fast now. When you fight these groupers, they just tear it up. That's why I'm glad I can redo it. Might help if I had my speed on 4. Let's run towards me, kinda. Alright, the raw dirt buddy's gone down by 1%. I just need it down one more so I can actually fix it when I get back to the main lobby. Hopefully my reel will not break within that time, because I really don't want to lower the drag again, because that will make this fight last longer than I want it to.
What fish do I have here? Let's see, maybe marlin? Or mahi? No, marlin? This might be marlin. Bro. Bros need it.
What happened?
This fish really
Alright, we finally got it up. It was a 492-pound grouper, which isn't bad, but it doesn't pass the 500 pound. Now we did just not complete the challenge. It gives you 15,000 XP, a bait coin, 60,000 credits, and the Advanced Japan license. And I don't know how long it gives you. Then you get this mission. I'm pretty sure you have it though. Let me mark that down on the map, and I'll see what this mission needs real quick. Alright. It wants me to talk to the port administrator, and then I think that's how I calibrate the fish finder 360, and you get all that stuff. Alright. That will be the end of today's episode. I will show you all the fish storage. It took me 17 fish, and it goes smallest to largest. You can see many of these were caught on a double hook pilker 6/0, and all the groupers were caught on the lobster. And they were the biggest fish. Alright. This will be the end of this episode, and I'm pretty sure it gave us just a single day for the license. Alright. If you have any requests for next episode, I will be shortly posting out a hotspot for groupers. It will include this spot so more people will see it. And if you have any requests, as I said, to catch a fish, to grind for a fish, to show more hotspots, to play a different game, if I have them, I will play them. Alright. Thank you all. Have a good day.